This is my 2017 Suzuki RMX450Z. Not to be confused with the Suzuki RMZ450, which is the motocross version of this bike, based off the same platform. This engine is heavily detuned. You're losing about 10 horsepower, where the RMZ is 50. I believe this is putting out 40. Heavier flywheel. This is geared more towards enduro riding, sort of long distance.
What?
We'll get back to that later, whereas the RMZ is more for the track and jumps and all that. Now, the two biggest criticisms I see online for this bike is it's heavy and it's slow, which it's neither of those two coming from a background of dual sports. If you come from race bikes and you're used to track riding, then yeah, I can see the argument for that. But from somebody who just came off of a DR650, before that a WR250R, before that a DRZ400, and prior to that a CRF 300L and a 250L Rally, this bike hits a lot of sweet spots for me.
Woo! Oh man, I gotta go down that.
But there's one big problem. It's not street legal. And it's a real shame because this would make a great dual sport. I've got the bike up to speeds of about 155 kilometers an hour. But that being said, it was on the speedometer, so take that with a grain of salt. And with like any dual sport, it is lightweight, so you get blown around a lot on the highway, and the engine is incredibly buzzy. However, it is capable of sustaining 120 kilometers an hour all day with a little bit of passing power left in it, so that's pretty nice. A comparison for me would be the Honda CRF 450RL or the 450L as that street legal, higher maintenance type of dual sport. The maintenance intervals on these bikes aren't that much different when you dig a little deeper and see what actual riders say about maintaining their bikes. So with the Honda, you're looking at oil changes every 1,000 kilometers, whereas with the Suzuki, it's listed in hours as it's an off-road only bike. It calls for an oil change every 5 to 10 hours, which can translate wildly differently depending on what kind of riding you're doing.
Oh, I don't like the line I took. And stalled it.
So of course, if you're going to ride this like a motocross bike, then yeah, your service intervals are going to be a lot more frequent than it would be for me, where I'm riding it kind of like a dual sport / average enduro machine. I'll definitely check on my oil as I go, but I really don't think I'll have an issue if I do an oil change every 1,000 kilometers on this bike.
Woo! I'm not dropping it today! Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, shit. Oh, man.
The other one issue I'm having with this bike is the fuel tank. The stock tank boasts a very unimpressive 6.2 liter fuel capacity, or for our American friends, that would be 1.6 gallons, giving you a range of about 55 to 70 kilometers on a full tank, and that's a very liberal number. In miles, that'd be 35 to 45 miles, so you're not getting very far on this stock tank, especially if you're doing hard enduro type riding where you're revving it out all the time. You're not going too far. There are aftermarket options, such as the IMS oversized tank, which is 2.6 gallons or 9.8 liters, bringing you out to about 65 to 85 miles or 100 to 130 kilometers of range. Problem is, it costs money, and I don't have a lot of that right now. So I'm going to use what I got and put a smile on my face while I'm doing it. Now, this specific trail I'm going to be heading on, it's about 35 to 45 kilometers. It's kind of hard to verify. Again, the website and app is kind of dog shit if I'm being honest. So I got to go through Google Maps. The problem is Google Maps is showing me the way to go by, roads, not the ATV Trail. So it's a little inaccurate. But if I double that, let's say on the higher end, 45, that's 90 kilometers there and back. My bike's never going to make it. So I'm probably not going to be doing the full trail today, at least not on the stock tank. But I'll get a little risky. We'll see how far I can take this thing. By the way, quick disclosure for everyone watching. I'm no expert whatsoever. You can compare me in the same realm of expertise as Ben from Dork in the Road.
Excellent!
Love your channel, by the way, man. I got into riding around the same time he did, so I've been following a lot of him, and I really like his content. So I'm gonna try not to rip him off too much, but anyways, specs of the bike. So the RMX450Z. This is an electric start. It also has kickstart, which is pretty cool in case you ever need a backup option. It's a 5-speed transmission with Showa suspension front and rear, both fully adjustable. It's a 21/18 tire setup, which is what you need. 449cc, 4-stroke, liquid-cooled, single-cylinder engine. And what's really nice about it is it's EFI, which means no carburetor. So, you know, coming from the DRZ, I wasn't a fan of it. I know some people think it's not a big deal, whatever. Never gave me problems either, if I'm being honest. I like EFI, man. You know, I don't like a lot of technology on my bike, but I like EFI. The bike is 272 pounds wet, which again, coming from a dual sport background, that is absolutely beautiful for me. Seat height is 37.5 inches, which honestly doesn't feel that tall. I'm 5'9", and I could almost flat foot both feet. Not perfectly, but I don't find it that unmanageable, if I'm being honest. Ground clearance 12.5 inches, so that's excellent. The one thing I don't like about this bike is the subframe. There's no frame running underneath the rear fender, so bringing like a roto pack or extra fuel reservoir, it's kind of hard. So what I do is I take a 750 milliliter bottle, shove it in a Riggs gear bag, and kind of just strap that around the tail. This way I don't have to worry too much about the rear fender cracking. I don't have too much weight back there. It's not a lot of fuel, but it just helps me feel a little bit better on the trail knowing that I could probably squeeze out an extra 10 to 15 kilometers if I really had to. So my final thoughts on the Suzuki RMX450Z. I love this bike. This is the best bike I've ever ridden off-road. Again, I'm coming from a background of dual sports, so it's kind of to be expected, seeing how this is a proper enduro type race bike.
Oh my god. Oh, these rocks are crazy.
The bike does have great suspension, great power, low end torque is awesome. You have all kinds of power in first gear to just tractor up rocky hills, no problem at all. The only thing I don't like about this bike, again, is that tiny fuel tank. 6.5 liters. I only got about 56 kilometers out of it before my gas light came on, so that's not enough for me and the kind of riding I like to do and the trails I like to go on. I'm probably going to address that in the future. I'll see how this channel goes. I'll see how often I get out on this bike, but overall, man, coming from dual sports, this bike has been an absolute dream for me off-road. I wish I could make it street legal because it's got tons of chops too for the road, but I'll enjoy it as it is, and I'll keep posting videos as long as you guys like it. Leave any of your thoughts or opinions, questions down in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I forgot to do the whole YouTuber guy thing where I tell you to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. I don't know if I'm going to do this channel. If you guys like the content, maybe I'll do more. You guys let me know what's up, and I'll take it from there.
Oh, hey, turtle.